There are many horrible things that have happened to humanity over the last couple of years. I mean, there have been COVID, there have been, world wars, but something truly terrible happened just actually yesterday that no one really talks about it. YouTube just did not really let me to upload my video properly, and
This is a huge loss for humanity as well. I truly think that if it went out, it could have brought world peace, but this way it's just not going to happen, man. Like I'm pretty sure if my video was out there right now, the Strait of Hormuz would be open and there would have been a peace deal between Iran and the US. But it's just not going to happen because YouTube doesn't want it. So I'm sorry everybody, I didn't mean to let you down, but that's the case. And anyway, dude, if we do not come up with something, that ghost is going to rip us apart. Okay, hold on. The guide said that this ghost apparently cannot stand the noise. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Like sing?
Tonight the music is so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd.
Alright, so this is how the software looks that I'm using. I mean, if you're not familiar with animation, you wouldn't know, but this is basically the holy grail of animation. Like, there is no better software than this. You can trust me on that one. Like, anybody who says there is a better software than Krita, they are fucking lying, and don't believe them. Like, that's just a huge red flag if they use any software other than this. Regardless, basically what you have to pay attention to is here. This is this scene, so to say, and I've only enabled this, which would be a sketch. So what I usually do and how I sort of like to approach a video is basically creating a sketch layer here, and then I just do like a very simple, very rough sketch. So now there's audio. Dude, if we do not come up with something, that ghost is going to rip us apart. Okay, hold on. The guide said that this ghost apparently cannot stand the noise. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Like sing? Well,
Tonight the music.
okay, I'm not gonna let that play because it's already like a little bit too loud, I feel like. But you get the general idea. It's basically just sort of setting the scene. Okay. And understanding how the whole scene would come together. Basically, you're just making just some very general keyframes. At least that's how I like to do it. The second thing that we are going to do after sketching is the actual drawing of sort of the elements. It's like creating the puzzles. That's how I like to think about it. But basically, what you need to do is sort of, I'm just creating the characters and the scene, really. And also I wanted to talk a little bit about the first scene. So this, for example, I mean, I can just remove the sketch. Basically, I'd like to start with a scene which sort of shows you where things are so that you can have like a general idea like about the space. So for example, the way I'm sort of trying to approach it recently is I'm actually using a little bit of AI. Don't stone me just yet, okay? Just put down your pitchforks and torches, all right? What I like to do is basically I create like a very general like sketch. Like I said, I put this into Gemini and I ask Gemini like, hey, I want this scene to be like scary. I want it to be like, I don't know, a little bit bloody, blah, blah, blah. Use this, use that. And then, well, it gave me this. It's like a very basic AI generated slop or whatever. Oh shit. And this sort of gives me an idea of like what sort of I can use and what I don't need to use. So like for example, you can compare the two. Like I kept the chair, I kept the wardrobe, but obviously I didn't really want to keep it open because I even told Gemini like that my characters are sort of inside the wardrobe, but then obviously they are visible. But here I sort of kept it closed for obvious reasons. I kept the classes as well, yeah. And I was considering keeping like this bed in, but like I generally speaking, like I don't want to keep too many things in the scene because it doesn't really add too much to it. I also added like a little bit of shading in here and there, which was like a first, and it actually, I think it turned out actually pretty cool, like the whole thing. So I was really proud of this. But yeah, sort of this is how I approach, you know, like a general scene, at least when it's like, when I'm talking about the first scene, you know, that sort of like says the whole thing, because it's sort of like a reverse AIing sort of, which I don't know if it makes sense in English. I don't know if it sounds right in English, but that's basically what I'm going for. So you just take whatever you edit to AI, and then sort of I just translate it to my style, you know. So like I don't just use this, like I actually draw everything. Like in the scene, for example, you can see this chair, all the shading, wardrobe, the lights and everything are here. So I like to keep it, because otherwise I don't like to just keep this in, sort of, because then guess I could sort of get away with it, but I just don't really like it, because then it sort of hurts the consistency, and I don't like that. So I like when everything is nice and consistent with my style. So basically, yeah, that's basically about the opening scene. I did a little bit of moving toward the ghost so that it's not really boring, and you can see that something is happening. And then in the final cut, sort of like I edited it a little bit so that it just looks a little bit more lively, you could say. What else did I do? Oh shit. Oh yeah, on about the characters. Now, if you know me, if you've seen what I've been doing here, I like to keep using the same sort of scenes, like this. Okay. These are like two scenes, but then, you know, obviously when two characters are talking to one another, then I'm gonna reuse these scenes, because like it would be hell for me if I would have to create like a different scene for every different interaction, and it's just way easier. Like I'm sort of trying to, I guess, copy South Park in a way. I mean, I did took some inspiration from South Park, that's not a secret. Actually, I took inspiration from multiple sources, because it is like sort of like a mixture of like South Park, in the sense like it's like really easy to make and to animate, because that's what I was going for. But I also watched a lot of Odd Ones Out, Jaden Animation. I watch a lot of anime as well, so that's what I'm trying to bring back through the facial expressions as well. So like the mouths are kind of like a little bit Family Guy-ish, even the eyes, but the body type is like a little bit South Park-ish. But then, you know, I try to exaggerate as much as I can, because I know I just love to love these like silly expressions when it comes to the characters. Yeah, what I like to do also when it comes to different poses is sort of like this twitch, sort of like I pull it up a little bit, pull it down a little bit, and then boom. So there's just like this little bounce when it comes to the character, so it looks a little bit just a little bit livelier. It's really like a cheat code, because it seems like there is some cool animation going on. It's that there isn't, so it's like a little bit of cheating, I would say, because that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not really an animator, I guess. Like this is like not that good, or maybe I'm just a perfectionist and I'm never satisfied, which is true, by the way. But yeah. So again, when it comes to like these poses, I like to do this twitch, because it just looks a little bit smoother, a little bit easier. Like over the years when I sort of learned how to animate, I sort of understood how important it is to do like add little details. Like you can see even here, for example, like the mouth movements and stuff like that. Like I just love to do that, because it seems so much more fluent, whichever word is actually applicable here. Because it just looks so much better. Like for example, even here, you see, like you don't have to do a whole lot. It's like just move the mouth a little bit. Give it a little bit more. Then if we apply the onion skin, which I like as well. Well, I say I like it because I in the past I used to use... No, in the past I didn't even know that you could animate in Krita, so what I did was, and it sounds incredibly stupid, but don't shame me. I used to do pick by pick and exporting it to my folders, and then there was this editing program called Shotcut, and I literally added everything together there. So like imagine adding like 100, not even 100, like a shit ton of pictures in like an editing software, and then just trying to edit them in a way that it makes sense. Holy shit, I can't, I don't. That is a painful memory, so to say. Damn. Holy shit, I didn't want to remember that. Anyway, so yeah, like these small details are pretty nice actually, because they just make everything a little bit livelier. I know I have like different sort of things that I try to add. Like sometimes I just move the mouth. Sometimes again I use this like triple. I don't know, I did sort of like triple sort of thing. Like everything just moves a little bit. Bum bum bum. And that way it just looks a little bit cleaner, a little bit moves everything. So like these little details make like everything so much nicer. And like you can see like I move everything in like freeze. So it's like it's not like, I don't know. And that's why I'm saying like it's not really proper animation, because I'm not trying to make like, you know, these crazy movements or whatever. I'm just trying to add like different poses where I feel like it's applicable, but also like some mouth movements and some tiny details where I feel like it could sort of add to the story and emotions and expressions. Actually, yeah, this is a scene I cut out from the original thing I've had, because like I didn't even include this because I was like, I felt like it didn't really fit in, you know. And that's the great and wonderful thing about animation that I like, that you plan and spend so much time animating, and at the end you are like, yeah, I'm gonna cut this, even though you work like fucking hours on something, which is why you have this love and hate relationship with fucking animation. But yeah, this was so funny at the end, by the way. Actually, I think the main reason why this didn't go out, by the way, is because like this audio I took from like some reel from Instagram. It just sounded funny, and I had this idea that I could use it in like here, like, you know, it's like a meme or something. But I assume, you know, whenever you use something already popular from like another platform or something, then YouTube can, I guess, tag it as like something that has been posted over and over and over again. So like it's like spam sort of thing, because, you know, YouTube is trying to keep the platform nice and clean and everything. So, you know, there are always people that just reuse content from like over and over and over again. And so I did this as well. I'm pretty sure that YouTube was like, oh bro, you're trying to spam everybody. And I'm like, bro, I've been here for a long time and I haven't tried that. So what would you think like, whatever. It's like, you know, when you haven't used your phone in a while and then suddenly you grow out a beard and then you're just trying to unlock your phone with your face, and it's like, who are you? And I'm like, bro, it's just me. It's just me. Let's try to do a small, very simple animation so that you guys can see how it actually comes together. For voiceovers, I just use Audacity. It's a free software as well. Basically everything I use is free because I don't want to spend money, because money is expensive, especially in this economy. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, to be fair, I don't really understand this program at all. But it's pretty cool because it's free. That's my only reason why I'm using it. But it's great. It's great. You can like, I feel like there are many things you can do in this, but I don't really care about none of that, because I just need a software to record my voice, and that's really about it, and it does the job. I can try to say like, okay, I can't believe you've done this. You know, there's that meme, like when some guy gets slapped and like, I can't believe you've done this. I can go with that. Maybe. Okay, you know what? I would just go with it. Let's go with the flow. I can't believe you've done this. Is it good? I can't believe you've done this. Okay, it's not using my microphone. I hope this is not gonna fuck up something, but let's try again. I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've done this. Okay, that sounds pretty shit, but we can go with it. I don't care. All right, we are back. We're so back. All right, let's try to animate. So I make my keyframe. I get everything like shortcutted, so I don't know. I don't want to save it. I'm not even gonna create a sketch for this because like it just literally just one sentence. So what I do, I basically create these 4 things first. Imp is for impression. then comes the eyes, then comes the head, and then comes body. Yep, and then you know what? We can. I should add the hands as well. Hands, and then what I also do. I mean, I like to give it a little color, so that you know it's more visible. And I sort of group these three. You will see why it's a good thing. But I also group these two, and you will also see why that's a good thing. What we can do is we're going to create well, like a 15 sort of like this. Okay, that looks good enough. So and just make the signature head look with a little crown. No, yeah, and then this is actually a head, which is fine. It's fine, everything is fine. Then the head will become the impression. I call it impression, but it really just, well, it's like a facial expression. I call it impression, so like short for imp, which I'm not sure if it makes sense now that I think about it, but it doesn't matter, it works. So, oh, yeah, you create the eyes, put them together. You just put all these together, and then you can even like color them a little bit so that you can just move it out of the way, because otherwise I mean I usually just keep it within the head, but then you know when there's a scene that sort of requires the character to just go a little bit overboard, then you can just do that as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, then we can go with the eyes, but I will change it to black. That's good enough. So I usually keep it like the outer, like the head and the body with like 15, and the whatever eyes and impressions I use are usually with 8, so it's like half the size, which is pretty alright. I mean, I'd like to use, I guess, a little bit thicker lines as like an outside. And then, oh, for this I need a 15. Now, I'm not sure, I usually copy the color that I usually use, but it's good enough. Sort of like maybe a little bit darker. Oh, that's good enough, I will take that. Alright, and there we have our character, sort of. And then we'll have like, we'll make it already like a little bit surprise. Actually, I don't think I will even use arms, because I don't feel like it's necessary. All right, so we get the another thing I almost forgot. I'm lucky. You should always use keyframes, because otherwise it's gonna be bad. So I can't. Let's see where I'm starting. We can say I was like with like a very short amount of movement, sort of, because you can see like when it comes to like I can't, like, you know, when you're like really shocked, like your face doesn't even move. So what I can do, I can move this a little bit. I will also add the onion skin here. And then I will also add this, like just a really tiny thing, sort of. Now it moves a little bit. You can hear like the can't is like a little bit like stronger, I guess. Let's say like I can't. He can't. So whenever there are like stronger words or whatever, that's where I like to use like a different pose or like a stronger expression. It's like, imagine like it goes back a little bit. It's like, what? It's gonna have like a more serious sort of expression. The eyes I can just leave like down, and we can do a little bit of this. It's like goes all the way back. Yep, that's basically it. I believe I can also use different sort of. Wait, what I wanted to do is I wanted to add a little bit of this. Okay, so it looks like someone, like, I'm just really shocked, like, what the fuck? The belief starts sort of this, like here. So what I can do, again, like, I'm just gonna move the mouth a little bit so that it looks like I'm just really moving and speaking. I wanna, like, yeah, like, a little bit of, like, does this work? Like, oftentimes I have like a general idea, but I never know if something is working or not. Maybe if I put it like that, sort of works. Let's see how it works. Because oftentimes, like, I have the idea and then afterwards I sort of see like if it's actually working or not. Let's see from the beginning. I can't believe you've done. Can't believe you've. Okay, that looks alright. And then sort of the whole thing will like go forward, like slouch a little bit, so that it's like I'm like disbelief, like I can't even hold the weight of my own body because I'm so surprised. Like, what the fuck? That's good. Oh yeah, and then I can make like a serious looking face. It sort of does the trick. Yeah, that looks good. Let me add a little bit of this. Okay, that's alright. And I can add like some wrinkles as well. I'll push it up here, which is nice. Then a 5, and then if you want to add some details, then you can always use this. A little bit of wrinkles here, a little bit of wrinkles there, a little bit of this, and that way it looks a little bit more serious. You can also maybe this, so that now you can see sort of like the wrinkles and how it all comes together. Can't believe you. Also, I will change this because I have an idea. Because I'm saying you've, so I can start with like this. Okay. You've done. Can't believe you've done. Actually, yeah, I think that's gonna work. Let me see. I can't believe you've done this. Believe you've done. For the dawn, I wanna also create like a different pose actually. I can use the body of the first frame. Can reuse that. Oh, almost. Because then, you know, sort of like I can't sort of lean back. Believe you've done it. Is then sort of lean forward, like whoa. But then it's like the sort of like the final part of the sentence, and I can just be like this. And then what I can do is I can just leave this all together, and then I don't have to like do a whole lot. So I can reuse some parts, bits and pieces. It still looks nice. Alright, that looks good enough. Then it's like very shocking sort of face down here. That works. That works. Repeat after me. It works. Thank you. I can't believe you've done this. Done this. I mean, generally speaking, I don't want to include like a whole lot of movements everywhere, because then it gets like really tedious, and more often than not, less is more. So in my opinion, if you really want to make like a cool animation that you are trying to keep what really adds to the action and the expression and the emotions, I guess, but you don't really want to include what just does not, which sounds very trivial, I know, but sometimes I like to overcomplicate things and I add a lot of different things. Like even here, this is like almost 1 second, but it's like I will just keep it empty because like it's like a shocking expression, and sometimes you just need a little break, you know, like there is a lot of movements happening here, so it's sort of like natural that there would be some sort of break, so you don't need to like include everything. At least that's how I like it, because it keeps the whole thing clean. But also, oh my god, one straight line, man, I really can't draw. No, that's not, that's good. What I can also good to just add a little bit of motion. This is what I was talking about, like the little things. I can just push it a little bit together, and it's gonna look a little bit nicer when it's sort of closing its mouth. Now, if we go back, we can do sort of the transitions. See, I copy these. I could copy these too. I could have used the hands as well, but it doesn't really make the difference because I think you get the general idea. So again, what I'm sort of doing is you can just grab the whole sort of folder, you just squish it a little bit together, then you just make it a little bit bigger, and then you see there is this fake sort of things. And here it doesn't really do a whole lot because the body is like a rectangle, so it doesn't really show when it's like going like together, so to say. But when the body is not like in a traditional rectangular or like square form, but like a little bit leaned here or there, you see much more the actual movement of the body as well. I mean, the head is enough as well, so it does the trick. And again, I can put it like upwards, because then I go a little bit kind of down, then you squish it down, and then again you squish it down, because the next pose is like a little bit upward. Done this, and that's basically it. I can't believe you've done this. Yeah, that's basically that looks good enough. I will take that. I can't believe you've done this. That's great. I like that. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, sort of that's really what I usually like to do when I create animation. So I hope that you now sort of understand and know what I'm doing here, and I hope that maybe you even take some inspiration from a great, grandiose artist like me. So bless you, my dude. Love you. Bye.